First time to the village, everyone?
Yes.
Good.
Time ago, I think
So, oh, that's almost the first time.
1975.
1975, my God, you're getting older and older all the time. Of course, I might as well tell you, I never met anybody going the other way yet. This is Cook's Tavern, folks. We gotta have a little fun. Cook's Tavern is where the traveler going through the country would have his meals, his lodging. He could rent a horse and carriage out the back at the livery, or he could take the stagecoach and go on his journey from there. Many a man coming up out of Montreal or other parts of the country coming to sell their wares here, businessmen would be able to rent a horse and carriage and then go about selling their wares, come back, return it here, go home. Just like renting a car. When he's got 4 legs and it each. This is Christ Church, which is an Anglican church coming from one of the lost villages called Mullinatt. Lost villages were those villages misplaced or moved in the time of the St. Lawrence Seaway. Then we have the Lutheran pastor's house. Next to that's the Masonic Lodge. Then the bootmaker, not the bootlegger, don't get any ideas. And down at the waterfront, we have the tinsmith. He'll make lamp bottoms, candle holders, whatever is needed in the way of tin. Hang on, folks, we're going to give you a short shift this time. Come. Our horses today are Princess and Lil, and they are the Canadian breed and the national horse of Canada. And yes, that's the name, the Canadian horse. On my left-hand side here, we have the Robertson House. Mr. Robertson is a very well-to-do landowner and could afford some of the finer trappings in life. He was also a mill builder in the community. Sawmills. You ever see a pear tree loaded with so many pears? Look at that. That's that way every year. Chrysler Store sold dry goods, hardware, groceries, also serves as a post office. Our bakery here is making the white bread this morning, whole wheat in the afternoon, and that man's going to take it down to the front, and they have the capacity of baking 110 loaves in a full bake. Willard's Hotel, operating as a restaurant today, a hotel in its former time, and you're welcome to go in and the folks will serve you in period costume. This is Chrysler's Hall, built in 1846 to 48. That's the original fence around the hall. If you go in the hall, you'll see several displays in there, folks. It was a home of a man by the name of John Pliny Chrysler, who was a politician at this time, and the home came from about a mile right out there on the other side of our wagon, where the water lies today. If you have any questions, folks, just shoot them out. There, take that lady to the blacksmith. She lost her shoe.
Oh!
This is the doctor's house, folks. The doctor being a man in those days, attending to your needs in your home rather than you going to his. Built by a man by the name of Michael Cook, the first man to bring Friesian Holstein cattle to North America. This is a dressmaker's house. If you want to step off, sir, and order your wife a fine new dress, she'll be pleased, and so will that lady in there. Ahead of us is Kettle Corner, selling all kinds of sweets and treats for your enjoyment, folks. And the farms are down further to the right. We'll be going that way this afternoon. If you missed the ride, you can catch another one right after lunch. Same price, same place. You can't get any cheaper than nothing. There's a boat ride today, folks, too, down by the barn behind where I picked you up, and it is also included in your price. But all we gotta say is just watch those sailors. You haven't got a name for nothing. Especially you ladies and men. come along here, folks, on my right-hand side, we have our Union Cheese Factory, where the farmers would bring milk in the morning, be processed into cheddar in the afternoon. They make cheese there 5 days of the week. Sorry, bud, not today. And Canadian cheddar was started in little factories like this, not the great big factories you see today. And our biggest importer of Canadian cheddar in those days was Great Britain. The cheese is sold down our front store as well if you're interested. And for any of you dunderheads or those that are not overly educated, this is our one-room schoolhouse. You're going to be dropped off there for a little tuning up. She's a crabby old girl. You want to watch her. And don't bother taking her apple. It ain't going to do any good. Teaching reading, writing, arithmetic, and good manners, folks. These one-room schoolhouses would be dotted all over the community about every couple of miles through Upper Canada. The little building in the back of the schoolyard, folks, along the fence, is called the House of Contemplation. There you go. You're the first ones this morning that caught on. I forgot to tell you when you get on, folks, but before you can get off, you have to answer a test. Coming up on my right-hand side, folks, we have the Gazette printing office, which turns the paper out once a week with the news, sales, bills, and local activity of the community. Opened in the 1970s by Queen Elizabeth II herself. There's the Harvest Barn Restaurant, food and beverage for your convenience. It's more of a grab-it-and-go restaurant. Elements will sit down. McDermott House here. The ladies do spinning and weaving. Some days, if you're in the right day, they'll also be dyeing wool in the backyard in a pot using different colored plants in order to get the color.
Is that peaches on the tree or apples?
No, it'll be apples.
Apples.
You're drinking again. This here's a Ross farmhouse, folks, where the ladies are making a quilt. I know one day I'm going to get kicked for this. The man in the yard, folks, are hooking for lunch, but you come out this afternoon and you'll see that horse that walks around in a circle and will actually saw wood with the saw on the other end. It's called a drag saw, and what the horse is hooked to is called a sweep, or horsepower. That man would have cut wood for the steamships and locomotives of that time period. Come up, girls. On the left-hand side is Mr. Brooks, the cabinet and the chair maker, looking after furniture needs. On the other side is a little church called Providence Chapel, built in the early 1800s and used mostly by the Methodists. Then we have our blacksmith and wheelwright ahead of us on my left, looking after the horses' feet, farm machinery, and the wheelwright looking after the carriage wheels. 3 mills across the pond here, Bellamy's grist mill, where the wheat is ground for the baking of our flour, Hasseltine's woolen mill, where they take the raw sheep wool, wash it, card it, prepare it for spinning. Those 2 mills are driven by steam, and Beach's sawmill is driven by water turbine. Come up. Alive now. A little building on our right-hand side here is the pumper station of the fire department. On the other side is the Robertson barn, 2 horses one end, the gardener in the other. The little building in the saw yard, the log building here, is a broom maker's cabin, making brooms for ladies, keep their house in order and the husband in his place. Or when some of them used them last day of October too. Coming up on my right-hand side, folks, is a stone. And that stone is called a milestone. There'll be one every mile along the road, giving you direction and mileage to the next place, and traveling on the stagecoach to be charged accordingly. That ends our tour, folks. I haven't bored you to death, I hope. And you folks have a good day. Like I said, around 1 o'clock we'll be back out again, and we can do this all over again if you like.
Thank you very
You've been on this ride. You better not ask the same question twice. There you go, folks. Have a great day.
Thank you. Very well.
Over the open hearth fireplace, and on this side is the dining room where families can sit and have a meal together. And there's also a small ladies' sitting room. Ladies, of course, not.
It's working.
It is?
It's working.
Twist Montreal. Twist.
Still places, right, where ladies can
Or a lot of people decide in a very long institution.
Take my picture sitting here when you're done.